Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scatteryan Podcast. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day. If you're not, it's okay to have a bad day, and we'll be sending positive vibes your way. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing something that might be bothering some people, or some may even think about it, and that is why might a rich person try to pretend that they're not rich to blend with other people? Talking about relativity. I'm your guy and the host that doesn't like to boast, Toves. And joining me to discuss this topic are some of our panels that you love the most as well. Let me introduce them as quickly as I can. Let's start with the man that is so smooth that his name rhymes with Sean. Sean, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Fantastic. We also have the man that is never here to party. Ade, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm very well, Toves. I'm well, thank you.
Fantastic. And as always, you have the man that loves to talk about any topic with his folks. Back again, Johnny
Yeah,
Boy. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm lovely,
How are you
Dr.
doing, Johnny
Toast.
Boy?
Lovely to be here.
Fantastic, fantastic. Let me ask a quick question to you and everyone that's listening as well. What do you guys count as when you say someone has made it? Is it material wealth? Is it inspiration to others? Is it the amount of life they've touched? Is it how rich they are? I would say material wealth and also how much impact they have in other people's life. What about you guys?
I
Material wealth
guess
is
it
the answer
depends on
now.
the context.
And also, judging by our backgrounds, I would say material wealth. I mean, growing up, once you
Re-
make it and you blow up, that's
Regardless
what they
of our
mean.
background, regardless of the context, right? I think as human beings, we recognize that we need money generally, and we need things to survive and to have a good life. I think the way we're brought up, or the way we're socialized, we understand that the more things you have, generally, the better off you would be. And somebody who has made it,
Mhm.
somebody who has the ability to get whatever it is that they need for themselves. And usually that means you're wealthy.
Right. Another you said depending on the context.
It depends on the context. If you are with a gang of deeper life people and they say, "Have you made it?" I'm sure what they mean is, "Have you found Jesus or salvation?" So
Yeah.
yeah, it
Do you hang
depends.
around the
If you
life
are
people a
with
lot?
no, I do not. I don't know any.
I
Sad.
think even deeper life
If
people
you are with a group
recognize
of
now. They recognize that,
I
you
don't know.
know,
If
That's
you
why
are
I asked you
with
that question.
no, wait, if you are with a group of scientists and you say, "Oh, dude, that dude has made it," it's probably because he's won a Nobel Prize or he discovered something,
Hmm.
amazing. So it depends on context.
Fair enough. And I like that because my next question was going to be based on your own definition of made it. Have you guys made it? I would say yes and no because my context was material wealth and inspiring others. In terms of inspiring others, I would say yes, I think I've made it. In terms of material wealth, not so much. I'm still far off where I judge made it in
okay.
my estimation. But since Sean went
No,
for material wealth, I guess
no. I mean,
we've
I mean, I
made it
mean,
then.
I think for me, the important thing to consider is that the way "made it" is used, like colloquially, it's used specifically in a specific context. So it's not like as if people just go around saying "I made it" or "I just made it." Like it's used specifically when you're talking about somebody who has achieved a certain financial milestone. I don't use that term often, and I'm sure if you ask some people, I probably have, made it. Like I live a comfortable, relatively life. There are things I want that I can't have, but generally, I'm doing all right. So, yeah, I mean, context in that point matters, but I think the way the term is used, I mean, it's material worth I'm talking about here.
Okay, and Jennifer, you don't make them.
I would say partially. To some people, they might say I've made it, but to me, I would say not to the extent I expected myself to be right now. So I would say no. But I'm living comfortably, like right now, though. So
Okay, fair enough. I'm just going to ask again another question. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you felt you had to hide aspects of your life to be accepted? And how did it make you feel? Oh, so me, for example, there was a time when I was doing a waiting job when I was studying, and I didn't want to tell people I was doing a master's at the time because the few people I told I was doing a master's, like there was this kind of they just step back, like this guy is
mm,
not it's not
then
one
I
of us
level.
type of thing. So whenever I was working also in an agency, so whenever I was sent to a different place, I don't tell people what I was doing. I just to blend in, I just like keep my education background away from people so that I can just be able to relate. It didn't feel right to me, but at least in that setting, I was social enough. So, what about you guys? Has there been any situation like that?
I'll say yes, just like you, right? I remember one of the first jobs I applied for. It was a I just applied because I needed something doing, and when I applied, they called me like, "You're too overqualified for this role" and stuff like that. So from then, when I was applying for such jobs, I had to take out that aspect of my resume, right? So I had to hide that part. So yes.
Yeah, same. I experienced something similar when I was learning how to drive, and then they'll ask me, "What do you do?" And then I'll tell them, and they'll calculate it. I'm going, that means this person must be, oh, that. So I had to start hiding it because any little error I made, she'll go back to it. Oh, I thought you said you were this. Why are you making this kind of error? Oh, I'm still a person.
Expectation becomes so high.
Fair
Yeah, I
enough.
So
mean,
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
All right.
I've experienced it before. I guess I worked at a Walmart for about a year when I first moved to the US. So I guess like that was my brush with quote unquote middle America. I think what you're describing, Dr. Toves, is emotional intelligence. So when you're in a setting, you try to adapt and you try to whatever it means, whatever. I guess maybe this is segueing into the topic I think for the day, but um, sometimes in order to be part of whatever social cachet like exists wherever you are. So like in the Walmart I worked specifically was in Texas, black community relatively. So the credentials that I put forward more had to do with my love of hip hop. I had to pay attention more to like sports, like
Mm.
American football, basketball. I used to go like eat in all these places because I used to roll with like the guys there because as far as anybody else could see, we're all black, even though between us, we know one is African black and one is like black American black.
Yeah.
I did realize that like people had different goals and aspirations because for me it was clear from the get go that I wanted to go and do a master's, whereas some people wanted to be the manager essentially in the Walmart. Some people were looking to go from temporary hire to permanent hire. Somebody wanted to be a rapper. Somebody was dealing weed. One guy was trying to get a motorcycle, right? Somebody's like highest aspiration was to get like a
Mhm.
IT certification so they could work in a store or somewhere else. Yeah, in order to be in that kind of environment, usually you would have to, even in Nigeria before I moved, there were places I'll find myself like in Shita, Sule, or like in different type of like zangas, essentially, where at that point in time,
Mhm.
you're not speaking too much English. You're not trying to burnish whatever academic credentials that you have. You're being one of the people because that's what's required of you to blend in. If you stand out in that kind of situation, you become a mark, right? It's like it could flip. And it's kind of ironic or it's funny to say sometimes people of I guess whatever lower status you're describing yourself as us as having to adapt to. Those people
Yeah.
sometimes they like a rich person who can be down with the people, right? They prefer that type of person to a rich person who is, I'm rich and I can afford. So if you go to a local joint, for example, and you buy beer for everybody, that's different from if you buy from two guys there who will remember you for the rest of their lives.
Mhm.
These things are required to adapt.
That actually segues into the next question I have. You're right that it's natural to want to fit in, but how far would people go to blend in? So let's talk about avoiding judgment. There is this stigma attached to wealth, right? Yes, everyone wants to make it, but on the other hand as well, there's still a stigma that people assume that rich people are arrogant and they are out of touch. If you were wealthy, would you worry about some of these assumptions that people would think you're arrogant and out of touch?
Straight up, no. Um, no. I think it comes with the territory, right? Like I mean, and if you're like complaining
Mhm.
from row seat 32D in the plane, and I'm in first class, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
Hmm. Fair enough. Ade, are you going to worry about things like that?
well, maybe due to my nature, I don't want to say no. I wouldn't. I probably would to an extent.
Hmm.
So I'll be very mindful of not appearing maybe excessively flashy, driving a Lamborghini everywhere. There's no need for that. I
Hmm.
want to still be regular.
Fair enough. But the question is, but everyone knows that you still have the money. Why are you trying to fit in? I know it's in terms of like trying to be regular because we also see this thing with politicians as well, where they have so much money, they act like they're the poorest people ever. Someone like Bernie Sanders always talking about the rich, but he is also rich.
No, no,
You know, I talk about
you won't be
we're
obnoxious,
seeing
right?
Rishi
Like
Sunak that interview.
I remember that's
Yeah,
he's playing the political game, so that's kind of different though.
but on the other hand, you have someone like Trump that people don't like. That's basically telling everyone, "Look, I'm richer than you guys. I'm smarter than you guys. You're not on my level, but I'm going to help you." But majority of other people that are playing the political game, and even in Nigeria as well, our current president, when he was campaigning, was like, "Oh, don't worry. When I'm president, all of us will eat agbado, corn, yam, gari." Like
aside from
basically
politics,
saying
right?
that's what he's eating.
Aside from politics,
Yeah.
so then I think the point is just to not be obnoxious, right? So I think, like Adi was saying, like if you have a Lamborghini, you don't need to wake everybody else in your neighborhood up when you're revving the engine, essentially, right? The point is to be nondescript, even if you have money. But at the same time, money gives you access to certain things. It makes the way you speak different. It changes the way you think. And if somebody is, how do I put it now, insecure about the fact that instead of drinking regular water, you want to drink the very expensive water. They're both bottles of water, right? If somebody
Mhm.
thinks you're bougie for doing that, that's cool, right? If somebody thinks, oh, what was this guy feeling like? And because rich people always explain to you the weird esoteric reason why they drive or why they wear this specific type of shoe because it affects their soul movement and it gives them
Mhm.
5 extra minutes in a day to be very productive. So to the regular person, it sounds, what's the
Yeah.
guy talking about, right? But I think the point is to not be obnoxious. I think there's some rich people like Zuckerberg, even though now Zuckerberg is leaning into, he's finding himself in terms of a personality and a character. I don't know if you guys saw the video of him surfing and holding the American flag on July 4th. Prior to this
Yeah.
version of Zuckerberg before was like a calm
I didn't
guy,
even
always
recognize
just
him at
wearing
all.
like t-shirts and jeans, and even though he was very wealthy.
Yes.
So I think I agree with the guy that
Mhm.
says it depends on your personality. But at the same time, I think being rich just by virtue of
Right.
being wealthy makes you operate in a different world and realm than some other people and will just make you seem, bougie or different, like just by default in a way.
Right. And Johnny Boy, do you think humility, apart from trying not to oppress people, for lack of a better term, do you think that humility plays a role here, that they're naturally humble or they're just acting humble?
Well, based on
Because that's
personal experience and
yeah,
where I
go on.
came from, I would say we're taught, or I was taught, that even no matter how rich you are, you still have to have a little bit of humility in you, because we're all told that, oh, if you have too much wealth and you flaunt it too much, maybe God might take it away from you and stuff like that. So,
Mm,
because God humbles the proud and elevates the humble, right? So that's always stuck in
yes.
my head. So no matter how rich I become, I always have at the back of my mind that's, oh, don't rub it in people's face. Like Seun said, you don't have to be obnoxious. You don't have to like rev up the engine and disturb everybody in the whole neighborhood because
Mm,
you're driving a Lamborghini. I mean, you already have so much hate on you. Remember that, because don't forget that people already hate the fact that you're richer than them. So just doing
mm,
that is going to like make it worse. So you know what? Just try as much as possible to like blend in when you can.
yeah. Do you
But,
think there's
but most of
security
the
in
times,
business as
I
well?
don't think rich people do care about poor people though. Like they say they care, but I don't think they, because their problems are way too much for them to be caring about what the poor people think. Like they have better things to think
Mm,
of.
right. Fair enough. And I'm going to say to the audience as well: have you ever been in a situation whereby you try to play at a disadvantage to fit in and blend in with others? Please let us know in the comment section, and while you're scrolling there, press the like button as well. To our panels here, you guys are very, very humble. I think if I was rich, I'm not going to be as humble. I'm not going to be obnoxious and be a, lack of a better word, d head. But yeah, I'm not going to be humble for no reason, because obviously I like to wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I have a Lamborghini, I'm driving my Lamborghini. And if I don't have to go to certain places anymore, then so be it. I'm not trying to be part of the hood and show humility for no reason. But that's me. I know my other
No, no,
panel
you're
members
you're
are
being
very,
very
very
real
nice,
now.
I
gentle
wouldn't.
guys.
I
You're
wouldn't
being
go.
very
I
real.
wouldn't go to the hood. I would go to the hood because going back to the hood is just trying to kill yourself.
Let's not take it too
There's
far.
one stage
Like
where
if I was in Nigeria, I wouldn't go
this
to
guy
Mr.
said,
Biggs, right? For example,
Hey,
I
God.
don't think I'll even go to like Tasty Fried Chicken or something. And these are things that I enjoyed,
"Does
like
Mr. Big still exist? Sef? Do they still exist?"
back in the day. But just the way the
Mm,
quality of those places have dropped, I wouldn't go there. And if somebody thought I was like, being bougie for that, then cool.
right. And his reactions. Yeah, what
Mm, like see his face.
No, because in my mind, funny enough, I was thinking about this thing the other day. I said, all these Nigerian celebrities, Bonner Boy, whatever. I'm thinking, will I want to be one? I said no. Why? Because then it means I can enjoy these little pleasures of life. For instance, Mr. Biggs, for me, that was a childhood something. I still want to go there even at this age. I
Mm,
don't care if it's good or bad. It's just Mr. Biggs.
mm,
Or going to the suya spot. He can't do that anymore. He's going to get mobbed. So little things you can't enjoy just because of that celebrity. But
mm.
I guess maybe I'm encroaching. We're talking about wealth, not celebrity. So like,
I think
Well,
Sia
they are
Sports
rich
is different
people.
from Mr. Big.
So right, let's go.
I think Sia Sports is different from Mr. Biggs,
Yeah,
and I
now
was going.
nowadays Suya spot is
Even me personally, like
uh,
I would rather go
no go
to
ahead.
like so I was in Ibadan last time I was in Nigeria. Like I would rather go to Iya Basira or to like Iya Mokola in the corner and get me this like rice and stew, beans, egg combination, and I know it's going to bang
mhm.
than than go to Mr. Biggs, you
And
know.
macaroni.
Just what kind of sick combo like that I'm getting from a local legend basically than go to Mr. Biggs and buy that their sausage roll that the sausage is like the actual sausage inside is less than half of the sausage roll and it's just one kind of dirty flour that you're just chewing, you understand? With warm Fanta. I beg.
I think you can see enjoy the little things of life though, because I remember when I went back to Nigeria. Usually when I was growing up, I don't know where you guys know this football league. So the people that used to sell bolly, they were littered
Mm-hmm,
all over the city, right? But right now, when I went back
mm-hmm,
home, they had like specific locations where they were situated. And it
mm.
wasn't like everywhere now. So it's like a small place. You go there, eat your bolly, but you could still enjoy yourself, right? But it's no longer on the street
Mm-hmm.
corners of every like on the corners of every street now. It's like specific location, so you can still have your little.
It's been upgraded
Exactly.
body
So they've
spot.
helped you upgrade a little
Yeah.
bit, so you can still enjoy your little time.
Yeah, but even when you're there, I'm sure if you have millions and millions of dollars, you're not going to go with your all your stuff
Exactly.
to go
You
and
blend
offense
in,
people.
right? You just wear your
You,
like
you
me. I just
know,
wear my short
you
and
don't-
my shirt, and I just went there.
you have to think about security as well.
Exactly.
But
Regular person.
yeah,
No, I
exactly.
mean
So let me ask you a question. Now this all my would you rather? Yeah, go on,
no. I was the last point I want to make
go on,
about this
show.
growth thing because it applies to ID, Johnny-Boy,
Oh
yourself.
yeah.
Like even the kind of soap you use to bath, like you smell if you enter a certain place, people will smell it on you. Like the way your clothes smell because you put them in the laundry, you just look like you're well to do essentially, and that would make you immediately different, and it would mark you like it's a signifier, and it comes in like very subtle, very little ways. There's little we can do to avoid it. Mm.
Yeah. As always, we always do some would you rather questions to
I,
round up the episode. But this would
I
you
love
rather,
it.
we are all going to assuming that you're rich or wealthy, whatever yardstick you used to measure wealthy. If it's Dangote, whether it's Bonner Boy, whether it's Wandeko, we had a conversation earlier.
Mm.
Whatever yardstick you used to measure it. If you're a billionaire, let's say billionaire, you have $1 billion, right? Would you rather attend a high society gala or a neighborhood block party?
Block party. You can get more out of the block
Can I
party.
That's
just
like
It's
that's
it's
assuming you're
home.
live you're living in a rich neighborhood, right?
Yeah, you have $1 billion.
Okay, I'll go
So it's
for the
whatever
block
you want it
party.
to be.
So I'll go for the block party.
can I just be at home and watch match? Can be asked.
I don't want to do.
Yeah, if I was it, no. Block party would be more fun at this level, to be fair, because we know what block parties are. If I had $1 billion, nah, I'm going to high society gala. Go and chill with rich people. Let's all have all those kind of lobsters that are worth $3,000 and is one dot, one
Yeah.
cocktail stick of yeah, and then chill and chill with like-minded people instead of just going to the hood and be scared.
I mean,
But
assuming
yeah,
you're a
that would be me
billionaire,
anyway.
you probably hang around
I mean, you will
those
live
type
in
of
the hood
people
now.
often,
Exactly. That's why I asked
right?
that. Your neighborhood would be like fellow rich guys like me, right?
Yeah,
So
you
it's
probably live
similar.
and act around and are around those people. You probably eat like those expensive cocktail shrimp for breakfast or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like living in
So
Hollywood and you go to a Hollywood party,
yeah,
right? Same Beverly Hills and you go to a Beverly
So
Hills party. I mean, you're expected to meet your fellow rich dudes
and
and rich
and those are
ladies.
even like the best parties, right?
Okay, so
so
if you guys
the
have $1 billion now, you'd be going to Surulere, to go and chill and hang out
You said
there
block
and
party.
party.
You said block party, right? So I'm,
Yeah,
I'm assuming I'm
block
assuming
party,
even in
block
Surulere,
party in
Neighborhood block
Surulere.
party.
you mentioned Surulere, and I guess like it
Yeah,
worked
you
because
still go
that's
there.
where my
Yes.
grandpa lives, spend a lot of time in my childhood, like in Sule. Yeah, I'm picturing a party, you block the street because you know
Okay,
Sule
let's
has
move.
always
Let's
like
go to let's change it. Okay, let's go to Ogba. Ogba. Go
in
to Ogba.
oh
Block party in Ogba.
we lived in Ogba, medium housing estate also. You can have a good party, like you blocked up the street, a few canopies, there's food, rice and chicken is flowing. Now that we're grown up, there's
Yeah.
beer or some champagne flowing, there's chicken that is just cooking in the corner. You can have a good time. Whiskey made in Lagos is playing. You can have a fantastic time, generally like at a block party, even as a
Mhm.
billionaire.
And then you
Instead of
hire all the
hoity-toity,
security, have all the security people around.
no,
Man like Chico.
no. I mean, what kind of world do you think we live in
Okay.
where like they're just hungry poor people looking to eat you, right? Like as the billionaire, you just walk into the scene and all the poors are just running
They're
to
not trying
you
to
like
eat. They're
like
not.
Walking
They're not
Dead.
trying. They're not trying to eat you. They're not trying to eat you, but like, hey, you know this hand movement. You know this one.
That
Expected
was
to
a day.
donate.
Uh-huh. I don't want to be seeing this every five. I don't want to be seeing this every 5 minutes. You know,
That was
if
a
you know,
day.
you
Now.
know. But yeah.
It's a mutually
So
beneficial
next
relationship.
question: would you rather be envied? Yeah, true, sure, true. Right. So would you rather
Yeah,
be envied by many or loved by a few? If you have $1 billion, would you rather be envied by many or loved by a few?
this is easy. Loved by few, clearly. Why envy? If many people envy you, you come to your Waterloo soon.
Mm.
So no, I want to live long. So
Mhm.
yeah, loved by few.
I
Okay.
agree with that. I agree with that. I think envy very easily leads to hate. And so I'll go with love.
Hmm.
By being rich alone, you already have haters. So I mean,
Uh-huh.
Well,
And
technically,
the only
yeah.
people that really love you is your family
it's true.
and a
Just
few friends.
Even family stuff is can be exaggerated. We've heard
like
stories
like
and
a
we've
lot of
seen
people
them
hate
everywhere.
Davido just for the fact that he comes from a wealthy family. Like it's always rich.
Emmanuel
Uh,
Adebayo has a story to tell about how his families try to, how his family members, mom, brothers, sisters, all
Even
turn against him
Pogba right
because
now.
he
So
was
that's
making so
that's what
Pogba
much
na
money.
yeah,
that's what I
Pogba
heard.
is his brother that fucked him up.
That's a weird ass
Mm.
come.
case, man.
Right. And then the last one for the episode: would you rather be known for your wealth or for your kindness?
I mean,
Who did
kindness.
wealth
I'll
help?
go with kindness.
Kindness.
I'll go with both. Since you didn't put any
People.
constraints on the wealth, I would
No
say,
constraint.
yeah, I would say,
Mm.
m- be known for your wealth. Just like how all burgers are sandwiches, but not all sandwiches are burgers. I think if with no limits, I could say no, being known for wealth can be the same thing as being known for kindness. Because if you know me for being wealthy, it can mean you know me for being generous. Because that's how you can tell that I'm wealthy. Because I'm extremely very kind with said wealth. Whereas like you can be the kind beggar that is always helping somebody cross the street, or the kind guy that only has a bicycle or something, and people just know you as kind. Nah, know me for my generosity and wealth.
Yeah, this gentleman is trying to eat his cake and have it too.
Sure, and that's why I asked for constraints now, right? And Dr. Toe said there's none, so let's create a perfect world.
No constraint.
Okay. No, I'm still standing on my kindness. Mother
Right.
Teresa, Jesus, they were kind,
The
but
kindness.
not
You
rich.
you're wealthy and you're kind.
Would you rather Right. I would like to think that I will want to be known for my kindness, but in these two scenarios, I'll rather be known for my wealth, my guy. Please let me be comfortable, and then when
But
I mean,
if
you're
I'm
already
if I'm
wealthy,
around
right?
and
You're
about,
already wealthy,
I'll
right?
give
So you're
some
already
money.
known. To me, that's what I look
Well,
at.
I don't know.
You're wealthy, so you're already known. So
No,
now,
Yeah,
this guy,
but
this
it
guy
kind of
mentioned
like
Mother
respected.
Teresa now. Mother Teresa wasn't wealthy. She lived
mhm,
in poverty in
she
the middle of,
wasn't.
wherever.
Hmm.
did she really
India,
live
I
in
think, helping
poverty?
Uh-huh.
people. It was dirt poor like
Oh,
that. That's the
Yeah,
whole
Jeff
thing
Bezos.
now.
Jeff Bezos.
Do you?
please,
I'm
let's
sure.
leave Mother Teresa.
No, no.
I'm
Let's
sure Jeff
let's
Bezos also like help gives money to charity and all those things,
Exactly.
but we know him for his wealth. So
no,
I
no.
rather
Let's
know
Mhm.
him. I would rather be
one
known for my
one.
wealth
Would you
than
rather, right, Dr. Tools? And since
yeah.
this Mother Teresa angle,
Go for it.
Would you rather impact people? Would you rather impact a small group of people directly, the Mother Teresa missionary method, or have the Bill Gates? You're impacting a large group of people in a shorter or quicker time frame, but with money. So would you rather, oh, I go to your house, I visit you, I provide welfare, medical treatment, all of that, or would you rather wire
So you don't have to
billions
finish
of
it.
dollars
Bill Gates. I'll go. Beg Bill Gates.
and impact people
Bill Gates
that
one. Let me
and
sponsor
never
what's a
have to
foundation
interact
that will
with
take care
them?
of the poor people.
Mm.
The Bill
Jesus.
Gates, like that's
Okay.
easy as
Hmm.
touching more lives.
uh,
The Bill Gates will just touching more lives now.
I want you to add this one, then I'll counter. Let's see what you're going to say. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be the odd one. I'll go for the Mother Teresa one.
Okay.
But you
Personal
said you
direct
Just
like. But
because
you
interaction.
said you like to stay in your house. Uh-huh.
no. Just because of my upbringing. This
Mm.
is just to shout out my upbringing. Because as far as I read, it's better for you if you want to do charity. They say don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
Hmm.
So Bill Gates, we all know him. We all know what he's doing. Whether he gave us COVID or not, that's a different story. But we all know, okay, he's doing good. He's there. But like I
Yeah.
said, to shout out my upbringing, I want my generosity to be low key.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right then. If you're feeling guilty of your wealth, that's what we call affluenza. Don't feel guilty about your wealth. Basically, just enjoy yourself, enjoy your money, and also be kind to people. As we wrap up this episode, any last words, Johnny-Boy?
Um, don't pressure yourself to be wealthy. Just take the steps to be self sufficient, and then if it's gonna be, it's gonna be. You're gonna be wealthy.
And Ade, any last words, please?
No last words from me.
All right. Okay, final words on this topic. Okay, let's put it that way.
What would you say about those people that we all know that they got their wealth from one crazy scheme or something, and then they come out and paint a picture of like, oh, I worked hard for my money and this and that, and they sell to the public that
Well, you
they.
can't say we all know. I not give an example. You have to give us an example because you say we all know. I don't know these
I
people.
like it,
And
yeah.
let's say Tinubu now. Let's say our president now. Sure.
I don't even want to use him.
But
Let's
pick
go
an
with I
Nigerian
like it, yeah.
politician.
Other presidents and Tinubus are available. Let's go in terms in terms of the rumor that it was a drug baron. Is that the one you're going with? That you're going with?
Okay,
No,
let's
I
go
mean,
with that, yeah.
I'm saying not only was he that, he's also basically captured the Lagos state essentially. A lot of the revenues, a lot of
Stealing the wealth of the
the
state.
yeah. So
Hmm.
it's there's no how do I put it now. There's no industry you can point to and say that this is Tinubu, because every time you get an Amazon delivery, that's Jeff Bezos. You can't point to anything that Tinubu has done. Every time you see a Tesla, it's Elon Musk. What is Tinubu's contribution to society in terms of industry or any material thing that was created? There's none, but he's wealthy.
Agbado.
I think this is a whole other topic.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say to our audience as well, please don't do anything dubious. Be who you are, stay true to yourself. And if you have to have some little emotional intelligence and fitting, feel free to fit in, because at the end of the day, as humans, we are all social people and we want to interact. So, do what you have to do and stay safe out there. On to the next episode. Let's keep scatteryanning. Leave your comments in the comment section below and use your brain. SCFR.